Alright. Growing up, I was raised by my grandmother and my mother. So I can say they took turns in raising me. Um, when I was young, like very, very young, can say the toddler stage, baby stage, I was raised by my mom, being helped by my grandmother, of course. And then when I reached the stage of primary school and high school, that's when I was raised by my grandmother because my mom had to go to work and my sister and I we had to stay with my grandmother. So I can say by that time we I can still remember I was raised by my grandmother because my mom had to go to work as a single mother and work for me and my sister. So I can say growing up I was raised by my grandmother. A lot of teachings were from my grandmother and a lot of hustling, working saw it I saw it from my mom, I can say. So that's how it was. Like I witnessed them both helping each other in raising us.
So you're speaking more about your grandmother and your mother. Was there any father figure?
And no, except for my brother, but I can't really say it was a father figure because I saw him as my brother
Mhm.
at that time. So yeah, I can say there was no father figure at that time.
So who was it that you guys were looking up to in the male perspective?
My brother.
Your brother, which was also still growing, trying to
Yeah,
understand life.
yeah, because he was much older than me. So at that time he was working. He just came to visit us anyway, and he was not earning much. Yeah.
So how was it being raised by women? Well, you are a woman, which is great, having a powerful root of two women who are raising you. But how was it knowing that you can't have a father perspective?
Okay. At that time, I didn't see I didn't see anything lacking because we used to get everything that we wanted. I didn't see anything lacking until I grew up and I saw that my friends they have fathers, and as for me, I don't see my father preaching or anything during school events, sports days, and things like that. That's when I saw that okay, I do need a father, but then way easy.
Do you still think you need your father?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So, what impact do you think it made about the absence of the sports day event, of the, seeing you waking up, going to school, all those important, what impact do you think it created in your life?
I can say I learned to be strong. I learned that there is life without a male figure in your life. That's what I learned. And till today, I'm still able to wake up in the morning and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this by myself because I watched my mother doing it, I watched my grandmother doing it, so I'm also going to do it. So I think that has taught me a lot
Yeah.
in life.
I mean, a lot of fathers tell their daughters what kind of a man they should they should accept in their life because the men are the ones that approach the women. Well, you didn't have that, I believe. A father telling you you shouldn't settle for this, that, or that. You should have someone who opens the door for you, does this for you, does that for you. So, of course, we do encounter things like that in life where it's life after all, there is love within it.
Mm-hmm.
How were you able to choose the people you love? to be your partners?
Like in character.
In character, in whatever way that, would make you satisfied, that would make you feel like you have a great man by your side. Or a good man.
I can say firstly is a man that's emotionally supportive. Yeah. And first is that. Secondly, it will be financially supportive because I think we all know that everything needs money. Yeah. But first thing is first, emotional support, it's very important. Regarding what? Emotional support, it's one thing that I put on top because if you're with someone who doesn't have emotional support, there is nothing that you can conquer. Stress wise, work wise, or anything that's related to life. There is nothing that you can conquer. So the first thing I can say is that someone who is emotionally supportive, the kids, events, me as that person's wife, like we do get challenges at work and I will absolutely need someone who's emotionally there for me and for my kids. So I can say first thing is first, emotional support, financial support, and physical support, obviously.
But how were you able to choose the man that you love? Because now you didn't have someone to tell you what kind of man you should accept in your life. How were you able to choose them?
I can say first it was the emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What motivated you to choose the particular people that you're choosing? I mean, we all have role models. I'm sure you're looking up to a certain couple, saying that I wanna, if ever I'm in a relationship, I'm looking forward to be in a relationship that's gonna be looking healthy as a relationship of such and such. How were you able to choose your kind of man? Who were you looking up to?
I can say I was not looking up to anyone, but because of my past experience, things that I've been through. Because obviously, okay, I had my kids when I was young, my twins, when I was quite young, and their father wasn't that emotionally there for them or for me. So I can say that made me look for some, I can't say look for someone, but then want someone who's emotionally there for me or my kids. So I can say it really comes from a father because my father was hardly there. Hardly there. So I can say that it comes from my kid's father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you ever take time growing up to look for your father?
Yes, I did.
And how did that go?
It went pretty bad because my mom didn't want me to meet my dad, and my sister was the one that was helping me to look for my father. Eventually, luckily, and we did find him. At first, it went well, but as time goes by, I realized why he was not at all.
So do you regret looking for him?
No, I don't.
Are you happy you know him?
Pretty much happy that I know him. Because if I didn't know him, I'll still be looking for him now.
So finding him gives you closure to know the reason why he left in the first place.
It makes me angry.
And why is that?
Because of the reasons why he left.
Would you try to rekindle the relationship? Maybe, sit down with him and tried to build a relationship? Never.
If I wasn't a parent, maybe I would, but now that I'm a parent, I wouldn't.
Well, you have twins, and you gave very good kids. You have beautiful children. But well, with the children that you have a son. You have a girl child and a boy child. And the same situation is happening to you. Having to deal with a situation where you're raising the children on your own. Also by the help of your mother, their grandmother. So, how important do you think it is for the boy child to know their father?
Okay, I can say, okay, obviously I'm not a boy, so I can say I really don't know what a boy needs in his life. I really don't know. I have no idea what. Okay, I do know what age a boy starts to develop those puberty.
Yeah.
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 But then I really don't know what he needs in his life. All I do know is that my son is very stubborn and he needs a father figure. And he needs a father figure somehow, the way I see it, regarding to how he behaves at school, how he plays. He isolates himself like a lot. So at some days I feel like maybe he needs his father. Maybe he needs someone that can understand him, because personally I don't understand him. And I feel like most of the time it's like I do spoil my son a lot because I don't really know what he wants, what he needs from a male.
So, how do you think you are helping your son? I mean, you're spoiling your son and you're trying your utmost to make him feel comfortable, which is what every parent would do, trying to cover the space the father has left. But how do you make sure? Because now you don't know. And you think by spoiling him you're covering the gap. But how do you know that the boy is satisfied? How do you know that he's gonna grow up to be a good man that makes good decisions?
Okay, I do teach him how to treat his sister. Like, okay, this is your sister, this is how you treat your sister. In order for him to know how to treat his girlfriend, his wife in the future. So I don't know what else he needs, because I never had boys around me. Like I have no idea of how to raise a boy. I've never had boys around me, and my brother was my elder brother. So by the time that I grew up to understand some things, he was already old. So I really don't know how to raise a boy child. That's all I can say. I have no idea.
So do you think you need resources to raise a boy child?
I think I do.
What kind of resources do you need?
Like someone who will teach me how to discipline my boy child, because I really don't know how to discipline him. All I do is just give him what he needs and tell him how to treat women, because I've seen how male people treat female people, and of which it's not good. And how I saw it was with his father. He was very abusive. So I don't want him to become like his father.
Do they speak to their father? Do they know their father?
They do know him, but they don't speak to him.
Why not?
He decided not to
So,
because of me.
so the conflict. Oh, okay. How did it happen? What happened? That you are now a single parent. What happened? What happened?
No one wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to be a single parent from today. Like, no one, absolutely no one in this world wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to be a single parent. As mothers, we try to thingy, how can I put it? To save ourselves from that and be like, I'm not going to be a single parent. I'm going to try by all means for my kids to have a father, to have both parents in one home. But then there are some situations whereby you can try by all means and nothing is going to stop that from happening. You end up being a single parent.
But what causes that? I know life happens.
Life happens, yes, but I'm sorry to say this, but men, they feel like if we can't be with the woman, we also can't be with the kids. Yeah.
So what happened with the father? Did he leave a sign that he was gonna leave? Now that you think about it, what happened? Where is he now? Is he coming to check on the kids? Is he calling, trying maybe? Even if, perhaps, I mean, some parents are the ones that are keeping the fathers away. But what is it? What is happening?
Okay, when you're dating in life, there's a time whereby you feel like, okay, I can't be with this person anymore. And I do understand that from him. Maybe there are things that I did that he felt like, okay, I can't be with her anymore, of which I do understand. But then even if you are going to leave me, please be with your kids. Please be present. Please be a present father to your kids. Because there were signs that, okay, he doesn't want me anymore. He has had enough of me. I accepted that part. I prayed about it and all that. I'm okay with it. But then him shifting away from his responsibilities, all because of me, that's what happened. He decided that he doesn't want to be with me. All of a sudden, he has abandoned his kids.
Does he support you guys financially?
No, he doesn't.
How do you feel about that?
I won't lie, it hurts. It really does hurt because at the end of the day, I feel like I made a mistake by having these kids. At the same time, I'm like, no, God knew what he was doing. Therefore, I'm going to be there for my kids. So, yeah, I can't really say I feel bad about it or anything, but then it's life. There are days where you feel like, okay, I'm not able to do this anymore. Like, it's a lot for me, but at the same time, there is God that comes out with a plan and be like, okay, I'm gonna give you a solution to whatever problem that you're having right now, and I'll conquer whatever situation that I'm facing at that time.
So, it being a challenge, financially, sometimes emotionally, how do you manage to control your emotions while you're trying to make your children happy? How do you deal with your emotions? Do you have a therapist, perhaps? How do you deal with your emotions?
I talk to my mom. and go to my mom and be like, Mom, right now I'm going through this. And then I'll just see her by the gate knocking. I'm like, Nina, I'm here to help you. Let's do this together. I'm like, yes. Now I got that, that emotional
Woman
support
power.
that I
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
Even if I don't have money, but with her being with me, it gives me that motive that like, okay, I was also raised like this. Let's do this, Mom. And then she'll come with plans and be like, and then things will work out.
Do you perhaps ever do regret having kids?
I know. No, I don't. Because I know that if they were not meant to be here, they wouldn't be here.
So, how do you think you're gonna make a change for the life of your kids? I mean, because they're also going to grow up and see that they're raised by a single mother. How do you think? Because life happens, yes, we cannot control, you know, things that are happening, keeping a man, keeping a woman. We cannot control that
It's true.
because we do not know. But even though, how are you gonna make sure to ground them with the belief or the value to say, even if whatever happens, you guys remain like this? How do you believe you are implanting that in their life?
I think first, it's by me being successful. That's what's going to teach them that regarding what, you can still make it with kids or not, with a father or not, you're still going to make it. Because by me being successful, it's them having a solid future. Yeah. So that's my main focus right now. Me working it out, me making sure that they go to a good school, of which they are going to a good school, with or without their father. They are going to a good school. They have their lunchbox, they have their aftercare, their trust, they have everything that they need right now, with or without their father. So I think that's my main focus right now, and things are still going to get better.
Are you introducing your kids to, I mean, I think you are, I mean, life doesn't stop when the father leaves, right? You need love, you're a human. With the people that you are engaging with, your friends, you know, are you introducing them to your kids? Do you think that's important?
I don't. I don't think it's important.
Why not?
Because life happens. I believe that life happens, and that person that I'm currently seeing, I might not be with the same person 2 months down the line.
Mhm.
So I can't really introduce my kids to that person until I know that it's a solid thing that's happening. Marriage wise, lobola wise, yeah, that's the only time that I can be like, babies, this is the person that I'm busy with right now. But for now, there is absolutely no one.
Well, do they know that they have a father?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Well, do you like ever sit down with them and tell them? I mean, because when something happens, maybe you lose a job, maybe you lost a loved one, or you do need to speak to your child, even if they do not understand what happened. But sitting down with them, you know, affirming to them, telling them what you are gonna do to make them good, even if they do not understand. Do you ever like create that time to talk to them and bond and hear their thoughts?
No, I haven't. I feel like they're too young to understand what's happening.
Well, babies will forever be young to their mother, to their father. So, I mean, they deserve to know so that they can also shape their life and fix their mindset to say, this is the person that we have. Well, here's a question. Should he come back anytime from now and say he apologizes, he wants to be back to your life and the life of the kids? Would you say yes?
Life of the kids, yes, I would say yes, but my life, no.
Don't you think that would affect the relationship, the relationship with the kids?
I think my happiness also comes first because at the end of the day, they will also have their own lives that they have to live. They won't be young forever. And I don't want to be stuck with someone who I know the reality of, like, I know what kind of a person he is. So I wouldn't want to be stuck with that person for the rest of my life. They also have a life to live. As soon as they turn 18, I believe that they will also have their own lives to live. So I don't want to be stuck with a person that I'm not happy with. Him being there for the kids, I really don't mind. Whether he's married or not, I don't mind. He can have a relationship with his kids, but with me.
So, you said he was violent towards you. Don't you think he would apply that also in the kids?
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't know. But I've seen him with his son. Like, he doesn't know how, like, he disciplines his son with anger, of which I don't like. Because I believe that you're supposed to treat your kids the same way. Yeah.
So, if he was here, do you think he was gonna raise your son, not forgetting the daughter, do you think he was gonna raise your son to be a good man?
My son will have anger problems, anger issues. I can see. He was going to have anger issues. Because the way he raises his voice and the way he is with him, I really don't think it's a good way to raise a child.
Do you believe you're a good mom?
Definitely.
Why?
Because my son loves me, the way my son cares for me, I can see that, okay, this is how he's going to treat his woman. He'll be like, Mama, are you sick? Do you want to sleep? Mama, this, like, it's very beautiful to watch. I'm talking mostly about my son because I've watched the way his father was towards me. So I believe that I've raised a good boy that protects his sister, protects his mother, and I'm definitely sure that he will do the same to his girlfriend or to his wife or to the community around him. He is going to respect women.
Well, it's good that you are doing that. It's good that you're saying that. It's very great, actually, you know. But there's a day that's a Mother's Day. How do you feel in a day like that?
Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a completely good job that I feel like I deserve the whole presence around me.
Well, are you still looking forward to having kids?
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you think that's gonna be?
I can say I want kids out of wedlock because I've seen what it does. So if I have kids, it will be definitely in marriage. Yeah.
So kids do go to school, and they get to a point where they get to a matric, and after that, they have to either continue with university further into higher institutions, or pursue what they would love to do. Are you securing a future for your kids, financially, to be precise?
Yes, I am.
Why do you think it's important?
It's them going to university after high school so that they won't be like me, yeah, whereby they have to work after high school. I don't want that for my kids. I want them to continue to go to school and get a degree or a career whatsoever that's going to help them for the rest of their lives.
Well, children also do need, a word of encouragement. Sometimes they wake up with mood swings, they don't want to go to school. What do you say to them to remind them that you guys go do this?
Look at your mother. You don't want to be like her. You don't want to be like her. You don't want to be waking up at 4 a.m. going to work just to put food on the table. You want a solid thing for yourself.
So what do you do that exposes children to better opportunities? Because yes, school does offer sports, it does offer choir, all these other extracurricular activities. But as a parent, yes, we do take our kids to the mall, but there's horse riding, there's this, there's that. What is it that you're doing that exposes children to better environments, to look up to something that would give them an idea of seeing that there's a lot of different stuff they can choose from to create a better future?
Okay, I can say, like, when I'm sitting with them, I do tell them that there's a policeman, there's a doctor, and like they can see when I take them to a doctor, maybe to a police station where I have to certify some documents, and they see that, okay, there's a lot of careers up there that I can choose from. So yeah, I can say that's what I can do.
Would you choose a career for your kids?
No,
Why?
I want them to follow their passion, what they love, not what I love.
So which means you do not see the necessity of, especially the girl child, to live the life that you couldn't live.
Can you repeat that?
You don't see the necessity of your girl child, to be exact, to live the life that you couldn't live, by the mistakes that you did or the adversity that occurred during your time where you should have been building your life.
We all have different things that we want. So deep down inside, I wouldn't want her to live the life that I lived. I wanted to have a better career or future than mine.
Do you know who they look up to?
Me.
They look up to you. That's wonderful.
Me and my sister. They always see the things that we do, and I can see that, okay, my daughter is looking up to this. She's the main reason that why I don't want to fail, because I can see that, okay, she's looking up to her mother right now.
So what would you say to a younger person, to a younger girl, to a younger you that just got a child, or a younger you that just met this guy who's gonna give them kids, what would you say to a person that's still a virgin, that hasn't had sex, that hasn't had nothing? What would you say to them?
That just brought tears to my eyes. All I can say to that person is that focus. Just focus. Focus on your books. Go to school and just focus. Leave boys alone. Focus on your career. Focus on your future. Don't follow boys, because that is going to ruin your life for the rest of your life. It's going to ruin you. Like it really going to ruin you, because after you've had that child, it doesn't go back to normal. Things don't go back to normal. Even if you do continue to go to school, things won't go back to normal, because even when you're at school, you're thinking about that child that you have left at home. Thinking about where I'm going to get Huggies or Pampers for the next 2 weeks. Like, don't do that to yourself. You still have an opportunity to live your life, so don't do that to yourself.
So are you saying that they should refrain from being in a relationship, abstain from having? Yeah.
Please abstain. Go to the clinic. Get those implants, those depot injections, those pills. Just abstain. Okay, yeah. Abstain as well, but then if you know that you're sexually active, get contraceptives, because it's not nice. It's really not nice. I wish that I had someone who has given me that advice. It's really not nice.
At what age or at which point in life do you think it's important to have a kid?
Once you're financially stable.
Do you think kids are necessary at all?
Yeah, they are. Because, yeah, they quite are. They are.
Why?
You need someone. Like, this is life. Anything can happen. There's death, there's a lot of things. Disabilities that come in the long run. And you need someone who will look after you. So you do need that child who's gonna look after you. Even when you're dead, you do need that someone who say, this is whose child. Or when you're disabled, they will like call her child. So yeah, you do need a child.
Would you like to add anything else you'd like to say to the younger girls? Perhaps the boys as well?
All I can say to a young generation right now is that, guys, please abstain. If not, get contraceptives. Make sure that you are emotionally and financially ready for a child, because it's not easy. It's really not easy. First thing is first, be emotionally ready for the child. Secondly, be financially ready for the child, because it doesn't get easy at all. Day by day it gets hard, and make sure that you have a partner that's also in the same level. Even if you do break up in the long run, but make sure that it's someone who's responsible. That's what I can say.
So what do you think this book will do? What do you think the impact is of this book? Raised by a single parent? It's a book that was written by someone who was raised by a single parent. What impression does it give you as a mother who's raising children by herself? what hope does it give you?
All I can say is that by the end of this book, it does tell you that uzophumelela. Uzophumelela. It's gonna be okay, whether you are a single parent or you don't have any child at all, and you're in a situation whereby you are pregnant, you don't know what to do. It's gonna be okay at the end of the day. You might face some obstacles in the long run, but then it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You just have to be strong. It's gonna be okay. You just have to hang in there and be strong. That's the only thing that I can say.